Hello and welcome to another video by Johnny. Chào mừng các bạn một video khác của Johnny nha. So, this is a speaking practice. Đây là một cái luyện tập speaking nha các bạn, luyện tập nói nha. And so, this is class IELTS 38. And so we should go now to part 1, topic number 7. Đến bài số 7 rồi, topic số 7 rồi các bạn. Now, well, let's talk about farms and farming, shall we? Nói về chuyện làm nông và nông nghiệp. So, talking about farms and farmings, I think I should give you some pictures so you have an idea what to do. Farms and farming. Có thể cho mọi người một vài cái hình ảnh để mọi người có ý. So, let me make this one minimize. Can I minimize it? No. There you go, I need it this way only. Close, close, and then move this one here, and move this one there. Okay, let's talk about farms and farmings. Okay, so Mr. Nguyen, please. So have you visited a farm before?
Yes, I have visited a farm when I was very old, very young.
When I was very young, yes.
When my grandmother bring me to my hometown, so I saw a battlefield.
Say again?
When my grandmother bring me to my hometown.
When my grandmother brought me
to my hometown, so I saw paddy fields.
What did you see? So what did you see?
A large paddy fields.
A large barbecue in the countryside, isn't it?
A
large paddy field. We don't use the word paddy field anymore, you know. Cái từ paddy field nó cũ lắm rồi, thiệt luôn á. So now we will use the word rice field. We no longer use the word paddy field anymore. Nó cũ lắm rồi đó. So just use the word rice field, okay? There are rice fields, okay. So Mr. Nguyen, do you know how the people in the farm live? Like how they wake up, when they wake up, what do they do, how do they feel, how do they make their living, làm sao kiếm sống được, what do they produce, something like that.
So they just like normal people on the city.
Of course, normal people like city. Everyone has to work.
But they wake up very early, like 4 a.m. or can be more early, like 3 a.m. to go fishing or check the fields.
But that is too early, don't you think? 3 a.m. is too early.
Yes, I think so, because that's kind of strange to me. And they go to sleep at 8 p.m. So
so they stop working at around 6-7 p.m. I would say.
Yes.
But for city people, we have to do deadlines, and sometime at 10 o'clock we can stop working, or 11 o'clock, or even more than that.
So how they live on the farm is kind of strange to me.
Okay, try again. I can't hear the last part. Để lại đi, làm lại lần nữa đi.
Right.
Okay, what do you say?
So how the people live in the farm kind of strange to me. So
you don't exactly know, do you?
Yes.
You don't exactly know, do you? Yes or no?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Chính xác. No, I don't. No. Okay, very good. So Miss Văn, please. So, do you know how the people in the farm live? Okay, talking about farmers and farming. Do you know how the people in the farm live? Like, what time do they wake up? What time do they stop working? Do they work a lot? Do they take breaks? How do they make a living? What do they produce? And how do they get the milk? Where do they get eggs? Something like that. Miss One, please.
A chance to visit
Visit,
a
to visit.
farm because I am a urbanite. I was born and raised in city,
Oh, I
and
see.
however, I I have gọi là gì? Have a I know I have understand the farmers like through a film that
I don't
they use.
understand. Mình không hiểu. I don't understand what you say. Just try again, please.
Ta hiểu được cái đoạn overnight đồ rồi đúng không thầy?
Yeah, but the last sentence, I don't understand what you say.
I said that, however, I haven't visited a
I
farm before.
haven't visited a farm before, so I don't know. Is that?
No, I know just a little through a film
Through
I have.
movies and films, I say. Okay, so
The farm usually gets up early, about 5 a.m.
five,
5
five.
5 a.m. in the morning.
It's terrible.
They prepare for chuẩn bị những dụng cụ hả?
And then
Quần
they
áo.
prepare, and then they prepare their equipment to go to work. Remember, equipment is uncountable, okay? Nhớ là
Dạ là
equipment không có đếm được nha các bạn. To prepare their equipment to go to work.
and they work continuously.
No break. Do they take a break, you think?
I think they just have a break at lunch.
Oh, that's terrible. But seriously, because you need to take a break once every 45 minutes or an hour or something like that. Otherwise, you cannot concentrate on what you do, you know. So I think they do take a break. Trust me, they do. Now, so Mr. Young, please. So, have you visited a farm before?
No, I haven't. I just have a research about them.
You haven't research about it yet?
Yeah.
You know that farms in the Western countries and farms in our countries are different, right?
Yeah, I know.
What do you know? Tell us, please.
So it's quite hard to describe, but I will try.
You
So,
have to try, of course.
It's fine. So in the West, they have they are small machine, so it's more easy and faster than in Vietnamese countries or Vietnamese farm, because usually my country is now a developing country. So we
No,
still
Vietnam is no longer a developing country. Nhớ nha, Việt Nam không còn là đang phát triển đâu. We are now a medium income country now. We are basically now a middle country, or you can say a medium income country. We are no longer developing. Well, 10 years ago, you can say, yes, we are developing, but now it's different. Bây giờ khác rồi nha. Chúng ta là nước trung rồi chứ không còn là nước kém phát triển đâu.
Oh no.
So, of course, farming in Vietnam is changing a lot
Yeah,
throughout
it's
the years
changing,
too.
but we still using traditional techniques.
Well,
like
maybe in the north, but in the
yeah.
south it's different now.
Yeah, maybe in the north we still use buffalo for yeah, you still use buffalo sometimes.
Okay, now, so Yoon, what can you or what can people do on a farm? So like, what can they produce? What can they learn from it? What can they do to make a living from a farm? And
think
or what can they grow? Something like that. What can people do on a farm? What do you think?
Okay, so usually farm they grow vegetable, trees or some things like that just for selling. So they usually have a har- harvest. They usually harvest it when times come. Usually in about uh, um, October or something like that.
A
I
what?
remember. They harvest
The
their
harvest.
they harvest
What do they
their product.
harvest? Of course,
They
they harvest. They are produce. Remember this word, produce.
Produce.
Produce is basically sản vật nông nghiệp. So basically, produce is a noun. It means like all the products that is made by farming. For example, milk, eggs, milk, eggs, meat,
Danh
or
từ.
other things that is produced by agriculture only. Okay, it means that it is not produced from the factory.
Yeah.
Sản vật nông nghiệp thôi nha, tức là nó không được sản xuất ở nhà máy. Ví dụ như sản vật nông nghiệp bao gồm gì? Thịt, trứng, sữa, bơ, các thứ liên quan. Okay. Alright, so Miss Uyên, please. Do you know how the people in a farm grow their produce?
Actually, I don't know much how the people in farm grow their produce.
Produce is a noun.
Produce.
It's a noun. Produce.
Produce. However, when I search on the internet, I can know
Search on the internet. Ráng nói
search
có
on
ngữ điệu chút
the
xíu.
internet.
Search on the internet.
Yeah. I can know some simple step when the farmer grow their products. I think that firstly, the farmers should understand the local raw condition, like
You mean the local soil condition, right?
yes, the local soil
đất trồng. Soil
condition
soil, the soil condition. Điều kiện đất
and
trồng, the soil
weather
conditions, yes.
and the weather.
And of course, the weather pattern as well.
The weather pattern.
Những phương cách mà về thời tiết, the weather patterns and the season, of course. Seasons are extremely important for farmers. The rain, you know.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
And I think after they decide how or what to grow up, kiểu họ chọn được cái giống cây.
After they have decided the kind of plants they want to grow,
the farmer will till the land by losing the soil and mix the
you mean
fertilizer.
They will fertilize. You can use fertilize as a verb. They can fertilize the land.
The lands to make the soil be nutrient rich.
To make the soil more nutrient rich. Very good. Rất tốt, rất tốt. And then then they wait and then basically they water the plants often, and then they wait until the day when they can finally harvest.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Now Miss Thanh Thảo, please. So are there any farms in your hometown, Miss Thảo?
To be honest, I don't know in my hometown they have any farms because
Can you speak louder, please?
Dạ, để em nói lại nha thầy.
Okay, try again.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know. In my hometown, there are any farms because maybe
Okay,
maybe
right. Maybe do you know what they produce or what kind of produce do they make? Like, are there any animals there? How about the cattle there? The cattle there. And how about the produce, you know? What do you know? Tell us.
I never visit in the farm.
I
I
have
never
never visited a farm before.
I have never I haven't never be I haven't never I haven't visited any farm before. But in my imagine
Imagination,
I
in my imagination.
but in my imagination I I know a farm. There are various types of
There are various
lands
types of.
lands and different animals. Mm, and a farm always large and uh, filled and a few people living there.
And few people live there. Few and few are different, remember? Nhớ không? Few với few khác nhau nha. Few people means like you say, that's so little, that's so few, ít quá, not enough. But a few, you use a few when you want to mention a small amount of something. Công dụng của cả few với few khác nhau nha, mình học rồi nha. Mình dùng few để nói là ít quá, chê ít. Còn cái few là khi nói một cái số lượng nhỏ mà thôi, nhưng mà không chê.
Yeah,
Okay, so few people.
few people living there, and uh, and of and
Yes.
around farms. Uh,
Of course,
uh,
a few people living there, but then there's a lot of animals, isn't it?
but around farms there are many so animals.
Such as pigs, chicken.
Buffalo and
Yes.
duck.
Okay. Now, so Miss Thảo, do you think farming is important? Why not? Em có nghĩ việc làm nông là quan trọng không? Like, important for whom? Cho ai? Quan trọng cho ai? Important for the farmers, important for the people in the country, important for, there's a term I should tell you. It's called food security. Food security. An ninh lương thực. An ninh lương thực một quốc gia. Nếu mà không có đồ ăn mà ăn là giá cả lương thực nó tăng lên rất là mạnh và người ta phụ thuộc vào đất nước khác rất nhiều, điều nguy hiểm đó. Basically, food security means like you should ensure the people have enough food to live, to eat, and to continue working. Otherwise, the whole country will depend on the other country, and that is dangerous. So, let's talk about farming. Do you think farming is important, Miss Thanh Thảo?
Yes, I think it is important. Yes, I think it is vital because
Yes, it's vital for whom? Cho ai? Is it for the country? Is it for the people? Is it for the farmers? Is it for businesses? Cho các doanh nghiệp, cho con người, cho đất nước, cho người nông dân, things like that.
farming improve economic and
For the economy.
economy.
Okay, please explain why you think it's important for the economy.
Some many countries they have điều kiện tự nhiên, cái gì đây, natural condition này,
They have a natural conditions for growing food, and so they can grow a lot of plants, such as Vietnam, for example.
Some many countries they have a natural condition. In their countries, they just grow some plants.
Yes,
Industries, they must
they must
they
import,
must
phải nhập khẩu.
import.
They must import. So import and export. Import. They must import and export. They must import and export. Xuất nhập khẩu. Nhập là
Yeah.
import, xuất là export. They must import foreign goods. To import foreign goods, những hàng hóa của nước ngoài. Or foreign produce, sản vật nông nghiệp của nước ngoài. Okay, good. So let's go back to Mr. Nguyen, please. So do you think farming is important, Mr. Nguyen? Why not?
I think farming is very important to our life because it nó cung cấp
Because it supplies
enough food and
it supply enough food to feed the whole population, để mà có thể nuôi sống cả một cái dân số như thế.
the population and can affect to the economic life. You can export some rice to another
What?
country.
They can what?
They can export.
Okay, they can export what?
Export like something another country don't have, like rice. In the some country cannot grow.
Yeah, some countries cannot grow rice because of their natural condition.
And
What else?
it has to depend.
Okay, think about what would happen if a country does not produce its own produce.
It can affect to their.
Affect to. Are you sure?
No.
It can affect their. Không có to nha.
Can affect their.
Affect or effect?
Affect.
It can affect their.
Can affect their.
Affect. It can affect their.
There's.
Their what?
Like they can not supply enough food.
Yeah.
And
they can affect their supplies, and it would be dangerous. It would be a dangerous situation when people do not have enough things to eat. Okay, try. Okay, let's try another question. So, Mr. Nguyen, would you like to live in a farm? Why not?
So I would like. I would like to live in a farm because when I older, I will live.
When
in a
I
farm.
grow older,
I will live in a farm because I can.
So you can slowly get up in the morning and then take care of the plants, and you do not have to worry about deadlines or assignments from schools or any dramas. Right? Okay,
Yes.
try again.
So I would like. So I would like to live in a farm because.
Live lên giọng chi?
Live in.
Why do you have to raise your voice like that? I would like to live in a farm.
To live in a farm because I don't I will don't worry about my deadline.
I will not have to worry. I won't
I
have
will
to worry about. Anh nói nhanh quá. Mấy bạn nói nhanh quá đi. You
I
guys,
won't
class, you guys are speaking too fast. And then
don't
you run out of ideas. Các bạn sẽ hết ý tưởng, cạn kiệt ý tưởng rất là nhanh nếu các bạn nói quá nhanh. And then you make a lot of mistakes if you speak too fast. Chậm lại. Nói nhanh quá phạm lỗi tùm lum đó. Okay. Continue please.
so I won't have any problem about my deadline, and I can have easily life in the country. In on a farm, like I just have to wake up and do exercise and feeding chicken or a pig.
Oh, what?
A pig.
A fish, like feed a chicken and a fish, I say. Okay, so Miss Van, please. Do you think farming is important? Why or why not? Think about the people. If farming it's not a main thing in a country, the food prices will increase greatly. And if the people do not eat well because the quality of the food is not good, what would happen? What would happen if the price of food increases? What would happen if the people are not well fed? Nếu con người ta không được nuôi ăn tốt. If people are not well fed, what would happen? Think about the quality, food quality as well. Chất lượng thức ăn. And the nutrition. The nutrition values, những cái giá trị về dinh dưỡng của thức ăn đó.
Values.
Do you think farming is important, Miss Van?
In my opinion, farming is crucial.
Crucial. Good.
Farming is crucial to a person's and for the country's development in as well. And if a country cannot produce nói cái gì ta? Quên cái
Cannot
từ.
produce its own produce.
Cái từ gì nông sản hồi nãy đó ta?
Nông sản là produce.
Gọi là if a country cannot
Manufacture means like making from the factory. Be careful. Because manus is the hand, bàn tay. Facture means factory, you know. So, xí nghiệp. Manufacture means produce from the factory. So, if a country cannot produce its own produce,
thì tránh hai cái từ đó thì em xài cultivate.
Cultivate, you can use the word cultivate or grow.
If a country cannot cultivate their own produce,
Their own produce.
So it takes a higher money.
You mean the food prices will be much more expensive.
Yes, and
Giá lương thực sẽ trở nên mắc tiền hơn. Food prices will become more expensive, and
only the poor are not affordable to their food.
it will not be affordable for the poor, and
That's wrong. If people do not fit well, their health will get worse, and
they would not be able to eat well, and so they would not be able to work effectively, right?
Their health they can work effectively.
So what could be the problem with that then?
It can cause many disease.
many diseases and the lack of productivity. Sự thiếu sức sản xuất, the lack of productivity and diseases, of course. Đương nhiên bệnh tật cũng một đống luôn. Okay, so Miss Uyên, please. Talking about farming, we have to talk about animals too. So, do you know how the animals in the farm live?
Well, the animal in the family.
Yes.
Let me think.
Động vật sống
Yes.
No.
Bạn
I
có biết những con
think
động
the
vật
animal in
yes.
the farm will live naturally.
Are you sure? Are you
They-
sure?
If the in the case of traditional farming,
These days we don't do it anymore. We keep them in these cages, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
They live in a very terrible condition, you know.
Not actually.
Are you sure it's not
Yeah, I'm
actually that
sure.
terrible?
I have done the research about it. It's
Okay,
not
tell us,
actually
please. Tell us, please.
It's not actually really like dirty and moisture. Just some farm.
You mean dirty and wet, right?
Yeah. So
Okay, tell us what you know, please.
if that farm is a big company, so in the cage it's really clean and really like technology.
The technology is good, but it depends on where you're looking at too, of course.
yes.
Yeah.
It depends on the region, the different kind of farm that you know.
Yeah, but so for example, like cow cage, like through milk, they make a really nice farm for cow. And it's actually really how can I say, spacious.
Don't tell me it's comfortable to live in there.
It's not really comfortable, but
Of
it's
course,
clean.
it's not comfortable if you are a farm animal.
Yeah, I know.
If you were a farm animal, it would not be comfortable.
It's not comfortable. But it's clean.
Câu mệnh đề loại 2 đó, it's like a second conditional. If you were a farm animal, it would not be so comfortable.
Yeah. Ủa nhưng mà thầy con hỏi kiểu quy trình là sao thầy?
The procedure.
Đó,
Procedure. The procedure. Procedure, quy trình. You mean the procedure to take care of farm animals?
Yeah, it's quite good. It's quite well, so I think not
You
actually
know, the
for me.
farm's animal have to be kept under like a very tight, very cramped condition,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Điều
That's
kiện
right.
sống rất là chật hẹp.
Condition.
I know that there are some cow they can listen to music for good milk.
Are you sure they do that in our country?
No.
Advertising.
Advertising! You're advertising for TH True Milk.
Milk. Không, nhưng con không uống sữa nha thầy, con không bao giờ con uống sữa luôn.
You don't drink milk? You
Yeah,
don't
I
drink
don't
milk?
I don't drink milk very much.
Oh, I see. Do you know that they have to kill off the animal for the meat, right?
Yeah.
Of course, they die.
But we
All of
have
them will
meat to
die.
eat. But we have meat to eat.
Okay.
Solving problem.
Okay, so let's move on now. We cannot stay here and look at farms animals. Okay, so let's move on. To part 2. Let's go to part 2. Topic number 6. Okay, topic number 6. Okay, we got it here.
On building.
Yes, it's about tall, không có tall nha. Tall, kéo dài. Tall building.
Building.
Describe a tall building in your city you like. Miêu tả một tòa nhà cao tầng, một tòa nhà cao ở trong thành phố các bạn mà các bạn thích. You should say where it is. Tòa nhà nó nằm ở đâu vậy? What it is used for. Tòa nhà nó được sử dụng cho mục đích gì? What it looks like. What it looks like. Nó nhìn như thế nào? Explain why you like it. Giải thích tại sao bạn lại thích cái nhà đó. And you have part 3 of tall buildings. What are the advantages and disadvantages of living in tall buildings? Có những cái lợi ích và tác hại nào của chuyện sống ở những tòa nhà cao? Do you think there will be more tall buildings in the future? Bạn có nghĩ rằng sẽ có nhiều tòa nhà cao hơn ở trong tương lai không? Why aren't there many tall buildings in the countryside? Tại sao lại chẳng có nhiều tòa nhà cao tầng ở vùng quê? Think about like, do you really need it to have tall buildings in the countryside or not? Why do city people need tall buildings? Tại sao những người trong thành thị lại cần những tòa nhà cao? Think about it. What can tall buildings provide? Tòa nhà cao cung cấp cho cái gì? And what are the bad and the good things about it? Những điều tốt, điều xấu tòa nhà cao. Think about different situation, like what would happen in case of say a flood. Bị lụt lội thì tòa nhà cao tầng nó đâu bị ảnh hưởng gì đâu. But in case of fire, hỏa hoạn, what would be the problem? Think about what else? Why do some people like to live in tall buildings nowadays? Tại sao một số người lại thích sống ở tòa nhà cao ngày nay? Think about the lower cost when they don't have to buy houses, but they can buy apartment.
Yeah.
Think about the security. Nghĩ về cái an ninh nữa. The cost and the security. Think about the feeling of belonging. Cảm giác thuộc về nơi đó. The feeling of belonging, because sometimes you feel like you are next to your neighbors all the time. Các bạn luôn cảm thấy là mình ở cạnh hàng xóm, lúc nào cũng cảm thấy ở cạnh hàng xóm cả. So you feel like you're not alone. Cảm giác như mình không có một mình, you know.
Yeah.
And so if you live in a house and you don't have neighbors, that can be a very lonely feeling. Cảm giác gọi là cảm giác cô đơn lắm luôn á. And so also what else?
Best
Think
view.
about
View.
The view, of course, the view. Everyone wants to have a good view. Overlooking the window, what you can see? Bridges, rivers. What else can you see? Houses? Oh, no, houses, nothing. Bridges, rivers, forest.
Sky.
You can see the sky. You can see what the weather looks like easily. And you can see from afar, you can see mountains. What else? Sorry?
And I can see the mountain.
Yes, we can see mountains. If you see far away from us, you can see mountains. If we are on a high-rise building, a high-rise building, it's of course equal to skyscrapers. Tòa nhà chọc trời. Skyscrapers. Okay, think about the fact that the young people these days, they do not want to invest in houses anymore. They want to invest in apartments because it's more affordable.
Right.
Affordable means like you can be able to afford it. It is not so expensive. không quá mắc tiền, bạn có thể chi trả cho nó. It's affordable. And think about the fact that you can have neighbors, a lot of neighbors. And you can throw a party and invite your neighbors in, no problem. And then what else? What else then? What can you think of? Okay, you think about it. Alright, so number 6, describe a tall building. And part 3 of tall building, you have 3 minutes to think about it. 3 phút suy nghĩ, bắt đầu. Okay, let's get started. Now, so I'll go randomly. So, Mr. Yoon, can you be the first person to describe a tall building in your city you like?
Okay, so it's Bitexco.
Bitexco Tower.
Yeah, Bitexco Tower. So it's located in.
It is located in.
It is located in District 1, center of Ho Chi Minh City. So it's usually for entertaining and company office on that building. So I've been there once for watching movies. So it's, how can I describe Bitexco? It look like a tower, but there the park cái chỗ đậu máy bay gọi là gì thầy?
It's a part of the parking space for airplanes.
Yeah,
It's
so
part
it's
of
a
the parking
space.
space for airplane. If you don't know how that word is, just go around. Mình có thể đi vòng vòng nếu mình không biết được rõ cái từ đó từ gì. The part of the parking space for airplanes, you know. Thực sự cái cách đi vòng vòng đó cũng chứng tỏ mình biết cách sử dụng ngôn ngữ, biết cách mà chèo lái. Basically, if you know how to be flexible, go around. If you do not know the word, try to describe it. That is good, you know.
Yeah,
Instead of staying silent, thay vì là cứ im lặng là chết đó nha.
Dạ vâng.
Okay,
So
continue.
it's a parking space for helicopters. So that building is sometimes for a large event of all around my country. Like maybe sometimes they are shooting fireworks at New Year's. When the New Year comes, they are shooting fireworks right there. Everyone gather around there for watching the fireworks. And well, I like it because it's big and the cinema in there is really luxury and fancy.
It looks serious, and fancy.
Serious and fancy.
And also very expensive too.
Yeah.
Of course, supposed to be expensive. But don't go too much into describing it. You are going out of topic. You have only 2 minutes. Có 2 phút thôi đó nha. Đừng có đi vòng vòng cái chuyện miêu tả đó nha. Đi thẳng vấn đề. Go directly into the question and what you should say.
Yeah.
Is that why you like it?
Yeah. That's why I like it. For sure.
Okay, good. Now, Ms. Thanh Thảo, please describe a tall building in your city that you like, please.
There are many important tall buildings in my city. Tall
building. Oh, what did I do?
Tall building in my city, but Laban Center comes my mind first. It is located in Edgeworth, City, and there has 38 floors, and the building combine an apartment and the mall. There in the building there are many apartments with with full furniture, and it's really tall, and beautiful.
It's really cold and tall and beautiful.
Tall and beautiful. Um,
Hết 1 phút rưỡi rồi. It's like 2 minutes already. Be careful. Careful. And why do you like it?
Because
Okay, we cannot wait forever. Mình không thể nào chờ hoài được đâu nha. Em phải tập cách nói nhanh hơn chút xíu. You need to practice speaking faster now. Okay,
Yeah.
so Miss Uyên, please. Can you describe a tall building in your city that you like? Your microphone, please, Miss Uyên.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, can you please describe a tall building in your city that you like?
Would like to tell you about a skyscraper located
Skyscraper. Skyscrapers.
skyscraper located at the heart of Ho Chi Minh City, which is called Landmark 81, and it currently the highest building in the Southeast Asia with 81 floors. Yes, and this high building is very near my house.
It's really near. Không nói very near nha. It's really near my house. It's really near to my house. It's really near to my house.
I just take about 10 minutes to go there.
It takes about 10 minutes to go there.
This skyscraper is inspired from the image of raising bamboo.
Bamboo là gì nhỉ? Bamboo. Raising bamboo. Bamboo.
Bamboo, which symbolize the Vietnamese people strength. People.
The Vietnamese people.
Strength and
the strength and courage, sự dũng cảm và sức bền bỉ, sức mạnh. We basically it's about endurance, strength and beauty.
Yes.
Sức bền bỉ, sức mạnh và cái đẹp.
Yeah.
Endurance, strength and beauty of the Vietnamese people.
Yeah. The bottom half of the tower is
bottom part. What is that?
The
bottom part.
Half of the tower is filled with the shopping mall and many kind of entertainment.
Yes.
That's the reason why I really like this place.
Okay, that's good enough. Good enough. Đủ rồi. Vậy được rồi. Okay, yeah. Now Miss Vân, please. Can you describe a tall building in your city that you like? Please. Miss Vân, please. Hello, doctor. Are you there? Miss Vân, are you there? Hello. Okay, something wrong. Now, okay, Mr. Nguyen, can you do this one now? We cannot waste time here. Your microphone too. Okay, Mr. Nguyen.
So one of my favorite building in Ho Chi Minh City is Landmark.
It's always Landmark 81. Always Landmark.
Because I visited it once a time, and when was the last day of the year. First,
On New Year's Eve, the last day of a year is called New Year's Eve.
New Year Eve.
New Year's Eve is the
Year's
last
Eve.
day of the year because it's the day before the New Year.
The New Year's Eve, and like the number 81 have is a super skyscraper in Ho Chi Minh City, and one of the highest
And one of
building
the
in Asia.
in Asia.
Asia, Asia, uh, in Asia, and uh, the, and the first floor and the tunnel is for parking lot and entertaining um, like movie theater, restaurant, and for shopping.
Shopping malls and all the
Shopping mall,
fancy shopping stuff. If
like
you use the word
Gucci
stuff, then you get a minus in IELTS, okay? Dùng chữ stuff là bị trừ điểm với IELTS nha. And all the shopping things.
on the level. So the level
What?
developing for
Developing for what?
developing for the hotel and for căn hộ cao cấp rộng.
And for luxurious,
And for
basically
luxurious
luxurious apartment. Luxurious apartments.
And for office on the top of landmark is
Yes, what's that on top of landmark?
quan sát là
Observation tower.
Oh.
Observation deck or tower. Cái deck là cái chỗ mà nó trùi ra trong một cái tòa nhà.
so
The deck is basically a
observation.
place protruding from the building. So it's an observation deck or observation tower.
And landmark is one of the iconic of the city because it's the highest building in Vietnam.
Okay, good,
So
good.
I
Rất tốt. Good. It's good enough.
So
Good enough.
I like-
You shouldn't continue because 2 phút thôi. You have only 2 minutes. Remember. Có 2 phút thôi nha. Các bạn trong part 1, part 2 nha. So let's go to part 3 now. So Mr. Dương, please, what are the advantages and the advantages and the disadvantages of living in tall buildings? What do you think? Your microphone, please.
Okay, so the advantage of tall building is mark. For that, it's marking about the
It's
riches.
what?
Kiểu nó đánh dấu cái sự phát triển
It
của cái đất nước
marks the development of
It marks the development of that country. Like in my country, landmark 81 is a mark of our wealthy.
it's a mark of our development. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And it's the pride. Nó là cái the pride, sự tự hào nó cơ của cả dân tộc và đất nước cơ. It's the pride of the country and the city and the people as well.
Yes. And it's actually really big. So because of its tall, so they usually range the maybe luxurious restaurant in there for company or office. Like
And you pay for the view. You pay for the view and the look, not the food.
yeah.
You actually pay a lot for the view and the look, not the food itself.
Yeah.
Of course, the food has to be good, but Most of
But
them, most of the thing you pay for when you go to those restaurants are the view
okay, yeah. And nice dịch vụ là gì phải con
and
quên.
nice services.
Yeah, and nice services.
And nice services. Okay. Now,
And
so what about the disadvantages?
there are
Who
also
can talk about the
disadvantages.
disadvantages?
Is the material to build them is not actually good for environment.
Of course, whenever you build something, it's not actually good for the environment anyway. Xây cái gì mà chẳng hại môi trường thiệt luôn á.
And it's actually
Yes.
sometimes how can I say? Yeah, and it's sometimes have if there are accidents on that building, it will spread out really quick for another buildings around it, like fire. How can I say more? Or fire, or thunder. You know that there's tall buildings easily.
Of course, tall
thunder.
building will attract thunders and
Yeah.
lightning.
So it will spread around and it will affect around the places. So I think that's a disadvantage.
Yeah,
But,
your ideas are actually quite interesting. Mấy ý tưởng của em đưa ra khá là thú vị đấy. It's actually quite interesting, but we need to go on now. So, Miss Vân, are you there? Hello. Hello, Miss Vân, are you there? Hello. I can't hear you. It sounds like you can't hear me either. So, Mr. Nguyen, please. Do you think there will be more tall buildings in the future?
I think there will be more town building in the future because the demand of population and everyone want to have more tall building for the economy, for the city there, for the city that they are living. And something different. And there are some project was researched to build.
Yeah, so what you mean is that it's not clear, it's not certain whether there will be more tall buildings in the future, right?
Yes.
No or yes? You mean there's no real evidence to support the fact that there will be more tall buildings in the future? Yes or no?
Yes.
You have to answer no. Chết rồi. Thầy hỏi câu này là có đủ bằng chứng để mà chứng minh cái chuyện là sẽ có nhiều tòa nhà cao tầng hơn trong tương lai không? Em phải trả lời là không. Không có nhiều bằng chứng. Okay, anyway. So, Mr. Nguyen, you said that there's not enough evidence. I see. Okay, so Ms. Thanh Thảo, please. So, why aren't there many tall buildings in the countryside? What do you think?
In my opinion, in the countryside, people always not have not have much money, and they don't have time. They must work all day, and they cannot affordable.
Wait, they cannot afford to...
They cannot afford to shopping and accommodation in the
They
building.
cannot afford to shop. You can use shop as like a verb. Or you can to do shopping. They cannot afford to do shopping and to buy accommodation.
To buy accommodation in the buildings, and so not investor want to
invest in
construct in the countryside.
because it's cheaper there. And you can buy land. Now, so Miss Uyên, what do you think? Why do some people like to live in tall building nowadays?
Firstly, I think people like to live.
People. I
Oh.
think people like
to live in tall building nowadays.
Thôn, lại thôn rồi.
Oh,
In tall.
tall
In
building.
tall buildings.
Nowadays, because two reasons. Firstly, buying an apartment will be inexpensive.
Are you sure inexpensive? I have to work so much to buy this apartment. Are you sure?
Than a house. You know, on the house on the ground level is so expensive than
Yes, 10 times more expensive.
than the apartment.
Of course, I know that.
That's the reason why. And the secondly, well, when people live in apartment in the high floor, they can prevent from the noise population from the neighborhood.
From the neighborhood.
Neighborhoods, yeah.
From the neighborhood, yes. Are you sure you can prevent noises from neighborhood? I live in an apartment complex, and downstairs there are dogs barking every day, and then the people around, they sing karaoke all the weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Of course, you are entitled to your own opinion. Everyone has their own opinion, yes. Anyway, so I think we should continue to another topic, which is, okay, let's do 7. Describe a home that you like to visit, but you do not want to live in. So this part is about a home apartment. So it's really related to number 6 somehow. Rất là liên quan đến cái chủ đề số 6 luôn á. Miêu tả một cái ngôi nhà hay cái tổ ấm mà các bạn thích viếng thăm, nhưng mà các bạn không muốn sống ở đó. You do not want to live in. You should say where it is. Nhà nằm đâu vậy? What it is like. Cái nhà đó như thế nào? Why you like to visit it. Tại sao bạn lại thích viếng thăm cái nhà đó? Explain why you would not like to live there. Giải thích tại sao bạn lại không muốn sống ở nơi đó. Có nhiều khi thích đi thăm thôi nhưng không thích ở đó, không thích ở lại tại vì nhiều lý do. Ví dụ như là bất tiện, hoặc là ví dụ như là những người ở nhà đó cái tánh không hợp nhau chẳng hạn. Think about there are reasons why you would not want to live there. For example, if you don't like those people, if you are not compatible with those people. I am not compatible with some people. Tôi không hợp tính với ai đó. I'm not compatible with some people. Or you can say I don't get on well with people. Tôi không có get on well, không hợp tính. Or it's because their ways of living is different from you. Their ways of living, những cách sống của họ không có giống mình. Như thế. You know, visiting and living are two different things. Đương nhiên sống và đi viếng thăm thôi, nó là hai thứ hoàn toàn khác nhau nha các bạn. Okay, now let's do part 2 is home. Nói về tổ ấm. Do you prefer living in an apartment or a flat or a house? Why? So basically, apartment is a flat. A flat is US way. Apartment is like the UK way. Nhưng mà hai thứ đều nói về căn hộ cả. Do you prefer living in an apartment, flat or a house? And why? Các bạn thích sống ở căn hộ hay là một cái nhà hơn? Tại sao? What are the advantages of living in an apartment or a house? Những lợi ích của chuyện sống một cái căn hộ và căn nhà là gì? And what are the disadvantages of living in an apartment or house? Bất lợi là gì? You have to compare between the two. Okay. Now, so you have about 2.5 minutes to think. 2 phút rưỡi bắt đầu. Okay, let's get started. So, I'll get Miss Uyen to be the first. Miss Uyen, please. Please describe a home that you like to visit but do not want to live in, please.
Well, I will tell you about a home that I like to visit, but I don't want to live in.
Yes.
It's in my sister home in the United States.
In the United States, I say.
Yes.
United States.
United States. Every year I will visit her house in the New York City in USA. It's a wonderful place to visit in the winter. Because it's fully in the snow, and I'm from the climate country, so
You
in
mean
my
you are from a tropical country?
I'm from a tropical country. So, in my country we don't have any snow.
Of course, there is snow in Sapa.
Sapa đâu có tuyết.
Are you sure? It's cold in Sapa. There is snow in Sapa, I'm sure.
It's cold, but
When
em
it's
đi rồi
cold,
mà
of
chưa
course,
thấy
when it's cold, you can have snow.
Yes, just a little.
Okay.
Not the full white snow on the street like this. And moreover, the New York City is the most dynamic city in the world.
In the world.
In the world, where there are so many kind of shopping malls and fantastic restaurants with many kind of cuisines. Yes, and when I
Okay, that's a
visit,
bit too much already. Hơn 2 phút rồi đó. It's more than 2 minutes already. I still don't understand why you would not want to live there. Sao thấy chưa? Em thiếu một cái đoạn đó mà 2 phút hơn rồi đó. Sẽ bị dừng lại ngay lập tức. So you will be stopped immediately after you have reached the 2 minutes mark. They will stop you. And you haven't explained why you would not like to live there. Cứ nói đi, just speak. Please. Rút kinh nghiệm nha. Đừng có đi lan man quá.
However, I don't like to live in the US because their lifestyle is so
Their
busy.
lifestyle is so different. It's so busy.
Yes, and there are many discrimination issues in this
Of
country.
course, there are a lot of discrimination issues. Những vấn đề về phân biệt chủng tộc.
Yes.
There are a lot of discrimination issues and racism. Phân biệt chủng tộc, racism, discrimination chỉ là sự phân biệt thôi, đối xử thôi.
That's all.
Okay, good. Now, okay, so Mr. Yuan, please.
Okay, so there's my friend's house. I have been to my friend's house once, so I've visited already. It's quite fancy, spacious, and it's really big inside with a lot of furniture. But I visit because I have homework.
Because I
have
had a homework. I had past tense.
I had homework, and I have to teamwork with my friends for the for do it for doing it.
Okay.
So I'm like to visit, but the reason I like to visit, but don't really want to live there because the smell inside, and sometimes I feel really lonely. L- Lonely in the house if I live alone.
Lonely là gì?
Lonely,
Lone. O N.
lonely,
O N. Lonely.
Lonely,
Lonely.
long,
lonely,
long,
Không có
long,
ôn, không có ôn.
lonely,
O N. Lonely.
lonely,
I
lonely,
feel out. Lonely.
lonely,
lonely.
I feel lonely. I feel lonely. Sometimes I feel lonely.
Feel lonely if live alone there.
Alone.
Alone there.
Alone. O N đó nha. Alone. When I live alone there.
Okay. Okay. Rồi.
Yes, what else then?
And I'm scared of darkness, and no
Fear
one live
of the
with me,
dark.
so that's why I don't want to live there.
Okay, good. Now, so Miss Thanh Thảo, please. Hình như bạn nào vừa mới ra ta?
Bạn
Someone
Nguyên
just
á
got out.
thầy. Bạn Nguyên
I
á
think.
thầy.
Sorry.
Bạn Nguyên á thầy.
Oh yeah, bạn Nguyên. Okay, what happened to him? Maybe he has to leave early, I think. Oh yeah, nhà em mới rớt mạng nên em xíu em reset. Okay. Never mind. Now, your time, Miss Thanh Thảo, please.
I would like to talk about my uncle home. That's it. It that's a home I really like to visit, but I don't want to live in because because
Yes.
my uncle home is located in a center city.
In a
Uh,
what? Is a mechanic in the
in a center city thầy, trung tâm
in a
thành phố
central
thầy,
city.
center city.
It's in a
And
city in the central of Vietnam, right?
yeah,
Trong một thành phố ở miền Trung Việt Nam. In a city
không,
in
trung
the
tâm thành phố thầy, trung tâm thành phố.
in the city center.
In the
It's in the
city
city center.
center, in the city center. And I find so crowded and cramped, because and even though it even though a house there has 3 floors.
There has. Vấn đề gì đây?
there
There has hay there
there
are there is?
are
There
there
are
are
three
three
floors.
floors, and I feel tired when I climb.
I feel very
in,
tired. I feel very tired when I have to climb those floors, right?
yes, and
When I have to climb those floors.
those floors, and I really tired when I bất cẩn là gì thầy? Kiểu
When I'm careless.
when
When
I
I am
care
careless. Bất cẩn.
when I careless, I can fall upstairs, and I want to do, and I want um um the house, because the house there are 3 floors, so uh, there there are a view beautiful. I can sightseeing in the
I can do
morning.
sightseeing.
I can do
I
sightseeing
can do
and
sightseeing.
I can do sightseeing in the morning or in the night,
Or at night.
or at night, um, when when the sunrise and sundown.
When the sun rises and when the sun set. When the sun rises and
Sunset.
sets. Động từ to sets. Hạ cánh xuống.
Yeah.
When the sun rises and sets. Or you can say during the sunrise is a noun, and sunset, it's a noun as well.
Yeah.
All right, good. Now, Mr. Nguyen, your turn to describe a home that you would like to visit, but you do not want to live in. Please.
So I would like to visit my grandmother's house. Bà ngoại.
Nhà của bà tôi. My grandmother's house. Yes.
My grandmother's house. Because in when that holidays, I would like to come and celebrate this holiday with my family, but I don't want to live it because some of my family they are not suitable,
You mean not compatible, huh?
compatible with me because
Then my family is not compatible with me, so you mean you don't get on well with, so I don't get on well with my family?
so I don't
get on well very much with my family, so I
don't want to live there, but I just want to visit.
Nữa lại leave nữa rồi.
Leave.
I don't want to live in there.
So I don't want to live in there. I just want to visit them.
I can understand that because I am the same. Okay, no. Ai chưa nói nhỉ? Hình như có Miss Vân chưa nói. Còn ai nữa không ta? Okay, anyway, maybe Miss Vân is busy. Let's go to home now. So, Mr. Young, do you prefer living in an apartment, a flat, or a house, and why?
Live in an apartment. I prefer living in an apartment because it's more.
Wait, why is your voice suddenly get so smaller, become so small, smaller?
Living in an apartment is quite more advantage because it's more secure and it's more safe.
It's more spacious, you mean?
Yeah, it's not more spacious, but it's more safe when I live in there, and I will easily have neighbor with different house, and for me maybe
Yes.
apartment is quite vững chắc hơn là gì rồi.
More stable?
Yeah, it's more stable than house because if you house sometimes it's not very stable. And actually, living in an apartment is quite a little bit cheaper than house. Just
It's a little bit cheaper than the house. Actually, it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, prices of houses has increased a lot in after COVID ends, but apartment prices has not increased at all.
So, and if for later when I study university and I have to live far from my parents, I can live in apartment with my
Of course,
friends.
you can live in an apartment, and
So that's
it's cheaper.
And
The rent is cheaper. Okay, so that's why you prefer living in an apartment, I see. So now, so Mr. Nguyen, what do you think? Do you prefer living in an apartment or a house, and why?
I prefer to living in an apartment because I like the services.
Of course, the services that you enjoy.
I enjoy and uh, and so apartment they have a nice view. I can so à, nhưng mà thấp hơn gọi là
And it's thấp hơn về cái gì mới được chứ?
nhìn xuống như là thấp hơn.
And you can see from above, có thể nhìn thấy từ bên trên cao xuống.
See from above.
You can see from above, có thể nhìn từ bên trên cao xuống. You can see from above and enjoy the view, yeah.
Yes, I can enjoy the views, and sometimes I can go up on the rooftop and make
Go on the
a
rooftop
party,
and
and I can chill on there, like
no, don't use the word chill nha, đừng có dùng chữ chill nha.
not to
Don't
relax
use the
on
word
there.
chill in IELTS. I can enjoy my time there. And I can enjoy my time there. Hưởng thụ cái thời gian của tôi ở đó trên đó. Can enjoy my time there with my friends, for example. What else then? Còn gì nữa không ta? Okay, good. Now, so Miss Thanh Thảo, so what are the advantages of living in an apartment or a house? You choose it. Okay, choose one of them and then try to talk about the advantages. Actually, you should explain the good thing about living in a house and a good thing about living in an apartment for this question. Đối với câu này thì mình nên nói cả hai, đó là điểm tốt của sống ở trong căn hộ và điểm tốt của sống trong nhà là gì. So, Miss Thanh Thảo, what do you think?
There are advantages and disadvantages.
No, the question only asks for advantages. So
There are many advantages of living in a house. For instance, we can access my neighbor in.
You mean you can communicate with your neighbor?
Yeah.
That we get access to something. It's like you get access to a thing, you know, not people. Mình thường là tiếp cận với cái chữ access á, thì là mình dùng tiếp cận với thứ này thứ kia chứ không dùng cho con người nha. So let's use I can communicate with my neighbors easily.
Easily, and when I face to in dangerous situation, they can help me, and living in a house, we can comfortable about a space and cultivate some plants and raise cattle.
Raise cattle.
And I can feel satisfied and convenient. Convenient.
Yes, you can feel satisfied and convenient. Very good. So now, so Miss Uyên, please. So talk about disadvantages. Can you talk about disadvantages of living in an apartment and a house? Nói cả hai cái luôn nha. Bất lợi của cái nhà, bất lợi của cái căn hộ luôn nha. So,
advantages of living in a department is
apartments
is that you will not have the private space.
You will not have the private space, you mean?
Because the neighbor always
will always make noise and
look at you whenever you go out your
Go out of your house, you will see them.
Yes, that's right.
But
And
that could be the reason why you should live in an apartment as well, because it's safer. You don't feel like you are alone, and if something happens to you, people can take better care of you.
yes,
That's also an advantages.
the
But
advantage side. And the other negative side is you have to pay an extra fee for the parking
of
and
course,
security.
extra fee for parking and phí quản lý nó chưa tính nè em.
Đó,
And management fees, phí quản lý,
parking fees
parking fees,
and
phí đậu xe, and what kind of fees?
nhiều cái gì đủ tính, phí bảo bảo trì nhà đó hay sao? Không,
Maintenance,
maintenance.
maintenance fees, phí bảo trì. But that's enough, I think.
Yeah. And the disadvantages of living in the house is that whenever you go whenever you traveling, uh, in case you live alone,
Along or alone?
alone, cái từ đó khó đọc.
Alone. O-N. Alone. In case you live alone. Chứ không phải là alone. No. It's alone.
Alone,
In case you live alone.
alone, alone.
No. O-N. Lone.
Load.
In case you live alone.
In case you live alone.
Nó vẫn nghe ôn. Rồi xong. Tôi khổ ghê. Tôi chữa cái vụ ôn này của người Việt rất là mệt mỏi luôn á. It's very tiring to fix these pronunciation mistake of Vietnamese people. Tôi mệt mỏi ghê luôn á. Okay, anyway. Any other ideas?
Don't have anybody to have us to take care our house.
To take care of our house.
Of
So
our house.
it can be a hazard. Nó có thể là một cái vấn nạn, một cái sự nguy hiểm. It could be a danger in case that you have to travel abroad or you're on vacation.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, good. So, Mr. Young, what do you think? What are the disadvantages of living in an apartment and of living in a house?
I think if there's a natural incident like thunder, fire, what can I say? Mất điện là gì thôi?
Power cut.
Power cut, yeah, it's quite it's quite like a disaster.
Of course, it's quite like a disaster when there's no power.
When there's like that, so it's not really easy when you go out of that situation.
Of course, it's not.
And if you live in an apartment, there's sometimes like a stalker can.
Soccer. Don't use the word soccer. Use the word football.
Không, kiểu stalker thôi.
Stalker. Stalker. Những người mà nó gọi là kẻ nhìn trộm,
Stalker.
Stalker. How do you explain it in Vietnamese? Stalking, people stalk on you, kẻ nhìn trộm, isn't it? Okay, stalker. What about it?
Kẻ rình rập hả thầy?
Yeah, they can easily find your house and stalk you from every moment,
Kẻ
everywhere.
theo dõi đúng hơn á.
Yeah.
Kẻ nhìn trộm, kẻ theo dõi. Okay. And that is a danger of living in a house. But apartment, how about apartment?
Apartment. I don't think much about apartment. Oh, you can easily death if there's no. You can easily fall down from a high place if you don't have a securing.
Okay.
Securing. Cái đó là gọi là cái gì? Con quên. Cái lan can ấy thầy.
The balcony. Fall down
A
from out of a balcony. Okay, good. I think that's good enough for today. Good practice. Okay, so vậy là hôm thứ Bảy mình sẽ làm gì đây? Are you okay to do writing? Is it okay to fix writing task 2 on Saturday? Ổn mọi người? Kịp không? What do you mean?
Maybe.
No, okay. Let's do speaking on Saturday, okay. And then Sunday,
Writing.
we will correct writing task 2, okay?
Yeah.
Is it fair or not fair?
Fair.
Of course, công bằng quá đi còn gì nữa. It's fair. Of course it's fair. Now, I'll see you then. Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh đó, để mà các bạn sẽ được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.